Hi guys, welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel. This video today is especially for any of you guys who are at the stage in your life where you feel that your emotions are really spiraling all over the place. Kind of like whether you're 8 years old, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, whether you're 20 or whether you're 50 years old. Just for you younger guys, just so you know that your emotions are exactly like mine are at 51 years old. Nothing changes. Your emotions are always your emotions. So if you're thinking to yourself that, I'm a teenager or I'm 12 and, my emotions are different from my parents, they're not. They're the same. They're exactly the same. So remember that. That's the first thing you need to remember. Now, I've had a few messages from you guys, and I thought I'd try and tackle teenage years and younger, even younger. And along the journey that I've worked in this field of work of understanding emotions, most of those understanding was within myself and my own journey. Learning to understand children and their emotions, your emotions. I soon realised that there's no difference at all. So what you're going through is what I go through every day, and probably what your mum goes through and your dad goes through, but the difference is they don't kind of tell you, and they don't kind of show you their fears like you probably have those fears, and you think that your mum and your dad or people that you look up to, the famous, the rich, the successful, all of these people, you're thinking that they're more powerful than you, they're stronger and wiser, and I just need you to know, guys, that that's not true. You see, here and now, because you're listening to this, there is a message in here that says every time you feel bad, every time you feel sad, every time you look at somebody else and think that they're more popular, they're stronger, they're richer, they're prettier, I think we have to really think about this, because it's not true. It isn't true at all. You see, anybody who you think is prettier, if I called them over, they'd say that they're not pretty at all and there's more prettier people than they are. If you thought that you know somebody who's successful and you ask them to come over and say, you're more successful than me, they'd probably say, no, not at all, I'm struggling. If you saw somebody who you thought emotionally was more in control of their life, and I brought them over to you and asked them the truth, they'd probably say that their emotions are all over the place. So you see, what you're trying to identify in others as a strength is really the worst thing you can do, because it's an illusion. Everybody has their own battles. Everybody is fighting every day to try and conquer their fears, their weaknesses, their worries. Everybody is on a journey to try and better themselves, to be better. But like you guys at the moment, everything that you're watching, everything that you look at, everything that you're being shown on social media, on TV, it's deliberately there to make you feel the way you do. You see, it's not your fault that you're going through the pain and suffering that you do from day to day. It's the fault of everything that's happening around you and all the information that's fed to you daily. Like, if you don't have the best handbag or the best Nike shoes, then you're nobody. Everything is geared up to make you feel bad if you don't buy the latest gadget. So it isn't your fault that you're feeling bad. It's the fault of the adults who are basically children deep down, who don't realize how manipulating and how really bad they treat our younger generation. And it stems right the way to glossy magazines. The women that you see on the magazines who aren't really the same person that you see in the magazine, because they've been airbrushed, and you think they're beautiful, and trust me, I've read for a lot of these top models, and actresses and actors and sports stars and you name it. And let me tell you, they have big issues, mega issues, in fact probably bigger than yours. So you see, what we need to do, what you need to do now, is try and change your life completely from looking at everybody else, and rather than trying to paint a picture of who they are, what they're doing, how powerful and wonderful and beautiful and amazing and successful they are, to letting go of all of that, because I just want you to know it's a complete illusion. It's not real. You're making it up in your mind because of how the world is telling you to believe. It's all a lie. So once you realize it's all a lie, now you have to start focusing on yourself, because the only place you're going to find your happiness is within you. And this is a little bit deep for a lot of you, but it's true. You won't find it out there. It's not out there. No matter what you buy, no matter where you go in the world, it's not out there. It's right inside you, and it's the most powerful place you could ever go. So if one of you is watching this and you kind of wondered, what do you mean by going inside? It means that you're going to have to start looking at yourself for the first time in your life if you haven't done that. And you're wondering, well, I look at myself every day in the mirror. But I say, no, you don't look at yourself. You're just looking at a reflection. What I mean is, who are you? What are your gifts inside? What are those things that are inside you that you think are not really worthy? That everybody else is more gifted than you? What is it inside you that you feel, that you really know? What is it inside you that you know deep inside that actually I'm good at this, or I feel this more and I understand this more? So basically what you have to do is start to listen to yourself from now on, instead of other people and read magazines and looking at other people's lives on Instagram. And you have to start looking at you and start to find out what it is within you that is so powerful. Now let me tell you, my first gift that I turned away, pushed away, and believed it wasn't real, it wasn't genuine, and everybody else's gifts was more powerful than mine, and my little gift, which was to feel things and feel people's pain and suffering, was not a gift, until the day when I realized actually there is something in this. So I started looking at my gift more and started feeling people's energy, and all of a sudden I started becoming more intuitive. And people used to sit with me and say, how do you know that about me? And I'd just say I'd feel it. And then I realized that that was a gift that I held inside. And all of us hold many gifts. All of us, you do, you hold tons of gifts, loads, more than you can imagine. But the problem is, I noticed with the younger generation, with you guys, is that you toss it aside and believe it's not valuable. So I'm here today to tell you that the first step towards finding your happiness, your balance, to clear your emotions and fears and worries, and to be the strongest and powerfulest person so that you feel love every day in your life and you love yourself, is to find out what is those gifts inside you that will help you love yourself. Because if you don't see any gifts inside you, if you don't feel that any of those gifts that are within you are worthy of you, and everybody else's gifts are worthy more, they're more prettier, they're more powerful, they're more successful, if you believe that everybody else is more powerful than you and more gifted than you, how can you ever love yourself? Nobody in this world, even if you meet a boy or if you meet a girl and you think, oh, they're the ones, they're going to make me feel happy, they're not. Never. Nobody will make you feel happy. It's only an instant that you feel good and happy when you meet somebody, but eventually that disappears and then you're back to yourself again. I guess the most important thing today is, if you're watching this and you're going through depression, sadness, worry, pain, suffering, and everybody else, you're focused on everybody else and not yourself, the message is really simple. You have to start to go inside yourself and look and feel and start to recognize your power, your gifts, your amazingness, your power, which is the magic within you. And that takes a bit of time. It takes a little bit of effort. It's a bit like all the effort that you spend looking at everybody else and wishing you were everybody else. Turn that effort around and put it into yourself, and start training yourself to realizing who you are, why you're here, what's your purpose. And by doing that, you release the illusion that you believe that everything around you is reality, and it's not. It's all just a picture house. It's a movie, and everybody that you think is perfect, they're just acting. Everybody's acting. And it's really, really true. Everybody is an actor. And it's hard to find real truthful people, especially when they're in the world of fame, of acting, I guess, because I think that's what most people do when they're in the limelight. They act, and most people just won't tell you the truth. Let me tell you that most actors, actresses, performers, great, wise people, and even little people like me who share messages, we all have our weaknesses. We all have our crosses to carry. We all feel pain. We all suffer. We all strive to find out who we are and how we can become happier in life. That's the journey. You see, behind me there's a little hill. Well, that's my hill, and I want to get to the top one day, just like you. When I get to the top, I'll feel so happy. Why? Because I would have climbed that hill myself. And that's like the journey you're on. Each step is a climb up the hill. But once you get to the top and you realize you've conquered every step, every challenge, every moment that you felt bad or sad, the times when you were heartbroken, the times when you felt that nobody loved you or cared for you, the times where you feel now that you're lost, you will reach the top of this hill, and you will look down and realize what you went through to now finally feel amazing, strong and powerful, and to be loved by the most important person in your life, and that's you. Because nobody else will ever love you as much as you. Trust me. So from my heart to yours, guys, love you all, take care of yourselves, and till another day, keep shining, and remember, you are the most amazing person in this world. There is nobody like you. Nobody. There's only one of you. So shine your light and find out who you truly are by starting within. Go inside and ask today. Take care. Bye, guys.